Well, LGBT, yeah, intersex, transsexual, gay, lesbian, yeah, wow, what are we gonna do? Ireland. Well, somebody left a text message on one of my videos called, what was it called? Transsexuals and feeling Irish or not. And they wrote a message saying, isn't Ireland predominantly Catholic with GLBT intolerance? So I'm about writing a comment back, and I say, hi there, Ireland is highly homophobic, and why, we ask? Because many people in there have been closeted homosexuals, and now there are more gays openly gay than ever before. Excuse me, what? I want to go into this in a video, because isn't Ireland predominantly Catholic with GLBT intolerance? Ireland has been predominantly Catholic. Ireland would be seen as a Catholic country. There would still be a lot of people going to church, but there's not as many people going to church as there are people who are just Catholic. It used to be a country where most of us were Catholic, and some of us were agnostic, but it didn't matter, because even if you were agnostic, you still had to go to church, because it was a very tightly knit community in Ireland, and you'd be looked upon as a witch nearly if you didn't go to church. But these days, most people are not actually going to church, but they'd still consider themselves Christian. But I think that Ireland is predominantly Catholic, yes, but let's just not forget about the Protestants. There's actually a lot of Protestants in Ireland as well. It's not just up in Northern Ireland. There's a lot of Protestants also down south and in the Republic. So, now let's talk about GLBT intolerance. Of course, there's been intolerance towards gay, lesbians, bisexuals, transsexuals. Intersex is not even in the GLBT, what you're describing there, but now GLBT has expanded its letters to include intersex, which is what I am, and other people. I personally think that instead of using the letters G and L and B and T and I, we should just use the letters P twice, E twice, O once, and L once, and we can just simply have a name, a word there instead of letters, because GLBTQI or whatever it's become now isn't as clear to say as PEOPLE. I think that's what we need, to incorporate everybody into the same bracket, not to segregate people away, because people have an intolerance for difference in Ireland. That's the fact. My father is a great example of that. Is my father on screen? I wonder. Let's just check. No, he's not. There he is. That's my father there, in the middle. Okay? And he's got a bandana on his head. Okay? Yeah. He also wears shorts in the middle of winter. You can see me there in the photo that I've got half a tie. It's not half a tie. You'd think I'd cut the tie off, but I didn't. It's actually my father's bandana that I put around me, because I'm against ties. I don't like ties. Ties are manly, and I'm not a man. I'm intersex. I'm in the middle. I'm XXY. So, that was my statement as well on the photo for my brother's wedding, by the way. And underneath here, there was actually I had like my Chinese trousers under, like a dress, basically underneath. So, like on the bottom part of myself. So, I didn't score it at my brother's wedding, because none of the girls there wanted to sleep with somebody like me, because they couldn't, for a start, because they were Christian, and they can't have sex before marriage. But as we all know, most Christians have sex before marriage, so it kind of goes against their whole thing. Now I need to get that door, that's neighbours. I'll do this video again. I'll cut this actually, yeah. I'll get into editing. Alright. Well, I never knew. Guess what I've just done? I've just pressed record start again. I didn't know you could do this. This is the first time I've ever done this. I thought, it's in German, record start, I just said, well, maybe I can just press it again and it'll go. It does. This is what you guys do. You say, right, that's enough, I've said enough there, press stop. I always save it then at this point. I'm going to be making better videos now. I can just stop it like this then. And then just come straight back in again. My God, this is brilliant. Now, that was my neighbour, basically, because huge problems with my bathroom at the moment. My bathroom is leaking, basically, into the underneath neighbours. So that's going to be a major job. Yeah. It's going to be a major job. And I have got to get my life in order. I've just got to get my life in order now. I'm going to take the testosterone again, see exactly how that works over a 6-month, year period. And if I feel, and if you tell me, people, YouTubers out there, that I look better and it seems that my life's going better, then obviously I will take the testosterone. Because if I'm going to live in a man and woman world, then I would like myself to be one or the other, and if I take the testosterone, obviously I will be, because equally I would love to have just been born a man. I'd love to have been born a bloody man, not have this thing at all, but I wasn't. And I feel it my mission to save and help many people who are feeling shit about themselves because, the intolerance, basically, let's get back to the intolerance of people in general, when somebody is different, it's this idea that, if there's something not right with you, that people need to shun you away, kind of thing, because they want a perfect life, but nothing's perfect, and handicapped people are a good example of that. I mean, they're born into the world handicapped, and there's not a lot you can do, to change them, in their mental capacity, and to change them in their physical ability. There isn't a lot you can do with a lot of handicapped people, and so they are born into the world, and they must live as themselves, with support and love from the people that are around them, and be encouraged to do better. But there's only so much some handicapped people can do, and and they're born into the world, and there's nothing they can do to change that. There is no surgery to change it. So just because there's surgery to change certain body parts now doesn't mean that maybe you should. Now, everything I say here is quite hypocritical, because what I'm saying there is now that you're born the way you're born, so don't change anything, and yet I'm saying in the other sentence that, well, I'm going to take the testosterone again. So you'll find that in life, you'll say something, and then you'll say something go completely against that. Just like Graham has pointed out, actually, in a video as well, of that I say that I'm Klinefelter syndrome, or I'm XXY. I'm not Klinefelter syndrome, I'm XXY, and then I say I am Klinefelter syndrome, I don't have an extra X. It's just covering all areas, and it's it's basically about finding yourself. You're going around and you blah blah blah, and you realise, no, that's not what I want. No, I'm going to go back over here, blah blah blah. And eventually you smooth it out, or you find the pattern that suits you best, and then I think you go with that pattern for the rest of your life, kind of thing. Not totally, and then again you change your mind, and circumstances will come in, and all sorts of things will happen. But life is like that. It's just, you can't say that is, but you can say, okay, that is, let it be. Okay, that was a monkey a minute ago, now it's a packet of peanuts. Just let that be, let it go. Don't be thinking about it. Don't be thinking rationally about it. How did that monkey change into a packet of peanuts? Bad example, but just this is when people go bad in the brain, like, you know, when they go mad, sorry, not mad, not bad, when they go mad in the brain, they could imagine things like that, you know, and they freak out about it. They think, that's not possible. Instead of thinking, that is possible. Okay, maybe that's possible, and relaxing. And I think a lot of people need to relax in what they are, who they are, and who they've become, because it's a big road out there, you know, big life. And so, you know, do your best, you know, be as calm as you can in yourself, and you know, accept who you are, and look for the things that you want in your life as well. Yeah, I'm going to do a great video after this, I tell you. Brilliant video. I didn't know I could do this. Brilliant. Stop and start recording right here on the screen. Brilliant. Oh, the things I discover sometimes. Bit too late though, huh? 1,000 videos later, and then I discovered this. Click, click. Anyway, there you go. Ciao.